I love you, Mother.
I feel so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show. You're listening to us live on RM Channel 001, Tuesday, July 12th.
Forgot what day almost?
I did. Thank you everybody for listening and tuning in. Gonna have a little bit of fun today. Some things to talk about. Yes, there was a lot that happened in the world. I know.
Yep.
I know. Give me a second, everybody.
I don't know what that is.
Strap yourself in.
It's still doing it. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Give me a second. Rowdy Rapford. There we go. I have to do a click. I turned off all the audio on the board so it wouldn't do that click sound.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. It wanted us to F with our listeners' eardrums.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had to make your booms.
I'm done. Okay. I'm done with radio. Good night, everybody. Seacrest out.
Record short show.
Yeah. So, yes, there was a lot of negative and bad things that happened in the world today. We are going to talk about it because we have to. Although I do want to have some fun today. I like to consider this show a little bit of a, modern day escapism.
Yeah.
To get away from all that. Yes, we talk about some serious topics, but I think everyone is kind of glued to the news lately, and they're hearing about the shootings in Dallas and just the entire overall United States needing that reset button pushed.
Reset button?
I saw a meme.
Like the Purge?
There's a meme posted by one of our listeners, Jamie Zenz. That's her last name, right? Jamie?
I believe so, yeah.
She posted a meme that said, hey, United States, just go ahead and push your reset button. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what we need.
Yeah. Maybe
we should talk to the Japanese and see if they want that long overdue revenge. They can just drop a nuke on us this time. You think
from the ashes like a phoenix?
Yeah. Listen, the writers of Heroes was onto something. Is that too soon? You should Thomas's face right now. I don't know if we should go down this route.
No, just the show ended horrifically.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I was more upset about.
Something needs to happen to change the direction we're going down, and I do think a lot of the media likes to
make it worse.
Over-sensationalize and try to make it out to be that we're far worse than we are. I don't think, honestly, we are as divided as people, or I don't want to say people, the media likes to push. But let's just be honest. That's what sells. That's what sells newspapers. Do people buy newspapers anymore? That's what sells online subscriptions to online news. Yeah, we'll just go that route. Yeah.
Reddit traffic.
Yeah. Traffic. There we go. How you get traffic today is by sensationalizing stories. And it's nothing new in the old days of the 60s and the 50s and the 70s journalism. It was the same thing. However, there was a little bit of integrity behind the sensationalism. Now it's just sensationalism without the integrity.
Without the fact checking or any of that too.
Yeah.
I saw something, speaking of which, I think you're right, because I saw a thing on Reddit asking people who had been alive during the civil rights movement,
right,
if anything that we were seeing today was as bad, or how did it compare to those days? And everyone, and all the comments were, it's nothing like it was.
Yeah, it's not.
The media does blow things out of proportion. Things aren't great necessarily lately, but they're not what they used to be.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize that.
Yeah. There's no true journalism anymore.
No, dude, that died with all the good journalists.
Died with Walter Cronkite.
With the rise of Twitter come the downfall of...
Wait, who's that guy that lied? Who's the guy that lied on the... I forgot his name now.
Brian
Williams.
Oh, Brian Williams.
Yeah.
Brian Williams. Hopefully people don't hear that going out. Do I have my system on?
Yeah, I think...
Maybe it's this.
Is it that?
The audio is so fucked up right now that I might as well just use this during the show.
You don't get the buzz.
Maybe it's like old-time radio. That you said you had that.
It's the shadow. The shadow wants us to do the show.
Yeah.
Listen here, Michael. I'm watching you from the shadows right now, and I know what you did 5 minutes before everybody walked into the studio. I know. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys, if we have some audio issues. I have no engineers in studio, so it's just me. And
where's Dan?
Be quiet. Where's Dan? Everyone's going to want him back. Well, listen, he is starting like a mini Kazura Radio like spinoff.
Yeah.
He's doing this whole thing, Painted Vegas, as we talked about.
Right.
And he's like picking up, like everybody that leaves the network, they always scrounge for all the has-beens. Not to say that Victoria Page is a has-been. I mean the has-beens of Kazura Radio. They always grasp for the people who are no longer a part of the network. And he's been doing that lately. He's trying to get all the people that used to be on Kazura Radio to kind of help him out with this Painted Vegas thing. I'm like, oh, I mean, I love you, Dan. I love you, Dan. And we get along. We had a great conversation at Comic-Con, but he's kind of doing what he talked shit about Ed for doing. He's like, Ed, if you leave a network, leave. Quit taking our people. And he's doing the exact same thing now. Except he's trying to take some people from me currently. Somebody in the room? Howdy.
I wonder, yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. Could have gone ahead.
That would have been funny. All right, so a couple weeks ago, an article was published in the local paper. I believe it was 12 News. I like to consider myself a bit vindicated because I do come off a little grumpy and grouchy, and I have these horrific stories about the people of Arizona and how rude people are, and sometimes it comes off to our listeners, you know, overseas and across the states who don't live in Arizona, like, man, Mike, just bad shit happens to Mike, and he loves to bitch about it. However...
No, you're a beacon of hope.
Yeah. However, there was a news article that came out stating that this is a big thing, okay? Phoenix, Arizona is officially considered, based on research. Now, I don't know who researched this, but I'm going to stand by this. Research department says that Phoenix, Arizona is the number 2 state with the rudest people in this country.
Sounds about right.
See, okay.
It's the heat. The heat does that to you.
No, it's not the heat. It's the old fuckers. Oop.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, hey, so much for our plan.
Yeah.
See,
well.
here's the thing. I don't, maybe it's me. I think it's just because I don't talk to anybody out in the streets or at restaurants. I talk as...
So you're part of the rude people of Phoenix because he doesn't speak to people.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm one of them because I'm like, I don't know. People don't seem that much like dickheads. But then again, I'm not talking to anybody, so maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, meanwhile, you're scowling at everybody and not speaking to someone.
Right.
When they open the door for you, you just walk right in without saying anything.
I'll say thank you, but the minimum amount, and I'll keep going.
And this is something that I had a conversation with a lot of my family who come to visit, and I'll say, listen, Phoenix is one of the rudest towns that I've ever lived in, ever been in, and it's gotten worse over the last 4 years. I've seen it. I've seen the decline where people are always trying to they want to get you into an accident. Like the guy from that restaurant that I hate.
Which one?
The Long John, not Long John's, Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
The Jimmy John's guy, where he gets mad because he gets behind me and he wants to gun it. You know how they want to gun past you? And I'm like, well, guess what, dude? The stop sign is literally 10 feet in front of me. You're going to have to stop as well. Mm-hmm. So you gunning past me has done nothing. And that's what the entire city of Phoenix has have come to. They all gun past you. They all cut you off, and then they give you the finger when they cut you off. Like you did something.
Yeah. I will say in cars, yeah, you're right.
There was a guy, okay, I'm getting a coffee, my morning latte from Douche Brothers Coffee, which don't even get me started on that. Talk about the opposite spectrum.
You want to call them that?
Douche Brothers
Maybe
Coffee.
They'd sponsor your coffee
fuck
mornings.
them. I didn't even want their money.
Number 2.
Dutch Brothers Coffee, okay, is known for being overly friendly to the point where you want to slit your wrist.
I absolutely hate it. So it is me, because, and my girlfriend will attest to this because I know she's listening. I am that guy where they're like, "Hey, how's your morning going?" I'm like, "I will slit your throat. Just give me the coffee and shut up."
Yeah, it's 6:30 in the morning. There's nothing to be happy about right now. Because guess what? If I was making $1.5 million a year, I wouldn't be getting up at 6. So guess what? If I'm up at 6, it means I'm not making enough money in my life, and I'm not happy with my lot in life currently.
Right.
This is why I live in Phoenix. Worst state out of our country, I should say. But so I'm driving at a Douche Brothers Coffee.
Douche Brothers.
And okay. And when you come out of the intersection, the one by my home is right next to the stoplight. When you come into the turn lane, and you're only 20 feet away from the stoplight, it's almost impossible to ever really get out. So you got to take your time because people are piling up. And then when they go, when it turns green, nobody lets you through. So you're sitting there. There's obviously 30 cars in front of me. I can't go anywhere. But that doesn't stop the douche from behind me to lay on his horn.
Just move.
He's laying on his horn.
Yeah.
And he's not laughing. So I'm like, is he ribbing me a little bit? Is he giving me a little bit of a hard time? Is he joking? So I look in the rear view and he's giving me the finger.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, I literally cannot go anywhere. So he drives on the curb because he's in a truck, comes off the edge and cuts off a car so he can go.
Really?
And I'm like, dude, you're the type of person I wish your car just spontaneously just explodes. While you're doing something douchey like that, I would laugh. I would laugh. Man. Remember Tony talked about the fire guy that, spontaneously...
Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy should just spontaneously explode.
See, the thing is, if that did happen, like if he got up on the curb and then because he did that, he like flipped his car and then burst into flames 20 feet away, I would just laugh.
Yeah, I would too. If he was burning, those classic body burns in the old stunt movies where they over-exaggerate the burning guy. Yeah. If he's coming out of his car on fire, I would get out like Chris Tucker from Friday and just be like, you got knocked the fuck out. I would laugh.
Oh, jeez.
So Phoenix is apparently less than welcoming to travelers. According to a recent survey by Travel and Leisure, the site, which describes itself as the one-stop resource for sophisticated travelers who craves travel tips, news, and information about the most exciting destinations in the world, ranked the Phoenix. I like how they call it like the Phoenix. Number 2 on the list of 15 rudest cities in the U.S.
Hey, that's a blazing endorsement for our tourism.
I know. Let's come on, everybody. Come on over.
See, all I
come
see
visit
is
us.
We're second best. We can do better.
Second best.
Come to Phoenix.
Is that your thing? You're going to rally behind?
Yeah, let's rally. Let's get that number 1 spot.
That's the motto. Come to Phoenix and be treated like you should.
Oh, my God.
So who's number 1?
I don't know. Why don't you look that up while I'm talking here?
I bet you it's
I would say New York.
New York.
You know what? If we're ahead of New York, there's something wrong with us. Because you remember that was the whole stereotype, the cliche for years. New Yorkers were rude.
Yeah.
New Yorkers are busy. There's a difference, in my opinion. Yes, busy people are distracted. We're outright rude.
So we're worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which, hopefully this Pokemon craze is going to create some friendly people.
It's making people
or some worse
far
drivers.
more active.
Yeah, I know. Do we want to get into this Pokemon Go thing? I feel like we have to.
Let's play.
Let's do it. Do you know what Pokemon Go is, first of all?
I don't, and that's why I was gonna go. He always has to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit giving Andrew show notes.
You know what he is?
I'm gonna quit giving him show notes because that way he won't jump the gun.
He's like Adam ruins everything, except it's Andrew interrupts all the time.
And listen, I don't mind. Andrew's a part of the show. I don't mind if he talks, but he purposely seems like he steps all over things before I can get to it. Like I'm about to read an article that says, "What is Pokemon Go?" It's on the show notes, and he says, "By the way, I noticed on the show notes it says, "What is Pokemon Go?" Do you know what Pokemon Go is?
Like he's Clippy, the annoying asshole when you're trying to type something.
Come on, I mean,
I'm trying to help.
Doesn't Andrew have that gaming podcast sort of deal? So he should know.
Yeah,
you should be the resident gaming expert.
Whoa! Hey, what kind of gaming we talking about?
All right, so the Pokemon Go thing, I was confused at first, and I'm not just trying to do some shtick here. I first saw the hashtag pop up trending on Twitter, and I saw Poke-a-mongo, and I thought it was Poke-a-mongo, and I thought, is this some PC, like non-PC, like game of poking a mongoloid? That's it. First thing that entered my mind,
Wow.
and I'm like, this is going to be great for Raid Man Show.
Jeez,
that's what I read, and I thought it was Poke-a-mongo for the first day and a half.
Wow.
Day and a half.
Oh yeah.
You didn't Google it in a day?
I bookmark things when I'm throughout my day as I'm working and something pops up that I think would be interesting. I bookmark it and I go back to it later when I'm preparing the show notes.
Jeez.
The only reason why day and a half in, I even knew what it was because Maggie is walking around playing the game.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's, oh, this is a new game called Pokemon Go. And I'm like, all of a sudden made the connection. I'm like, Poke-a-mongo. Pokemon Go.
Wow.
I'm like, great. I read it completely inaccurate. So now getting into what Pokemon Go is, obviously, Andrew, since you seem to be the resident Pokemon nerd in the room, do you want to tell me what it is?
Sure. Yeah. So Pokemon Go is an augmented reality game where it's basically geocaching, but with fictional.
Okay, what is you got to explain what? Listen,
slower terms.
You got to remember.
Come on, shorter words.
Listen, what is geocaching?
Geocaching is
caching or caching?
Cache or cache. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
it's the same thing.
Is it like niche or niche?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Geocaching is where you go to a location that somebody has placed something through GPS coordinates and stuff like that. Pokemon Go is that, but with digital creatures that you can then capture. You can evolve into other creatures. You try to collect all 150 of them, then you evolve them, make them more powerful.
This is way too... Can you someone explain it to me, like, more exciting?
Do you know Pokemon at all?
Huh?
Do you know what Pokemon is at all?
It was a video game, right?
It was a video game in which you would capture wild animals and have them dogfight
I thought
to the death.
Wasn't it like Pogs or something? Wasn't it things that you played like on bottle caps?
It was a trading card game.
They had a trading card game, a TV show, and a video game. The video game was the most popular. You would capture random animals and battle against other people's random animals. And they all got better the more you played, and you get cooler versions. Like you have a little turtle, turns into like this dual-wielding, cannon-blasting motherfucker, right?
There's a number 4.
The difference in the game
I must be getting old because this is not entertaining. Even Thomas can't make it entertaining. Hold on, let me help Thomas's story out a little bit. Go ahead and continue.
In the video game, you would travel the fake world and try and find all these Pokemon and do all kinds of stuff to find the best ones and be the best trainer.
It's funner now.
And in the Pokemon Go, it's essentially made that like the real world, where if you're at your house, it'll say there's a Pokemon in your backyard.
Okay.
And there's one down the street.
And where does your phone come into play?
Your phone, what you do is to find and catch them, you have to take out your phone, follow its map essentially to where they are, like if you found them in the wild. Okay. And use your camera app to throw a Pokeball or a device that would catch it.
Sounds so homoerotic. What?
So
it sounds so homoerotic.
It's the transition from what the game was to try and make that into reality.
Okay.
But all you can do is catch them right now. You can't fight against people, as far as I know.
That's so
You can fight at gyms, but
I don't.
it's not
You can
Pokemon.
fight at gyms.
Yeah. So part of the main leveling up mechanic is.
So it is homoerotic. You can oil wrestle at gyms.
Sure.
So you can make your snakes fight each other. That is correct.
They're fighting each other just like in Django Unchained.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Mandingo wrestling.
All right.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, me and you, Mike, we'll fire up our phones and then we'll never mind. All
right,
let's get you guys on Grindr.
Continue.
So the gyms are the main reward progress mechanic in the game, where you defeat everybody at a gym with your Pokemon dogfight and you get a badge. They transitioned that into the real world where you're part of a team.
Okay.
And you can make your team gain control.
Okay. Anyways, I'm bored with this, but let's go on, get into basically it's a craze, and everybody's going around with their phones using it.
It's been around for like 20 years though at this point.
But with the phones that we're talking about, the new Pokemon Go app is what it was like 2.6 million downloads as of what, like 3 or 4 days ago or something like that.
It's made Nintendo. I can't
take that anymore.
Over $7 billion in its first 2 days.
Wow.
It's raised their market share considerably.
Look at Nintendo. Yeah. They can't make a decent console for like 20 years, but they put out an app. And they just made back all the money they've lost in a decade.
It's not even their game. I mean, Niantic is the company that made it, but they're using basically all of the assets from a previous game called Ingress, which is the same thing, but it was...
Yeah, see, that game I know. My brother played that. One night, my brother comes to visit, my older brother from New York, and he says, can we drive around a bit? I'm like, what? I'm like, you want to go cruising? What are we, like 16? So we get in the car, we drive around, and he's having me drive to all these locations.
Okay.
And I don't know how the game works, but
packages
they take over bases. So stupid. They take over bases. So we drove all over the place taking over bases based on his phone. Like you put your phone up and you can see things that aren't there. It's a virtual world.
Same kind of concept.
Okay, so it's the exact same thing.
With adorable, lovable animals.
Why couldn't you guys explain it like that?
Because we're not old enough to know what the fuck Ingress is.
There's 5.
Anyways, I sent Andrew to an event that Bobby actually sent my way, because again, I'm not in the know with this Pokemon Go thing, but Bobby sends me a link saying, hey, we should probably try to cover this in some way. And I figured, all right, well, I'll put the call out. And he mentioned that he noticed that Andrew was going and Lauren is going because it was put on by her event, Critical Threat Comics. So I mentioned it to Andrew. I said, Andrew, can you go? And he said, sure. And I wanted him to get some interviews of whatnot of some people, hoping that he'd bring back some decent interviews, right? Like, kind of like...
Well, what was it?
I wanted to. It was what was this event?
It was supposed to be everybody get together. We're going to walk up Mill Avenue in a singular group, and we're all going to point out these Pokemon to each other and help people catch.
So basically, you guys just all get together and play the same exact game, but it doesn't really matter if you guys are playing together or not. Technically,
in its current instance, it does not matter if you are playing with other people. That is correct.
Okay, so I had you go. And I wanted you to come back with some interviews, something funny, perhaps, from some people that maybe some really out there nerds, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to kill this microphone. I think I'm about to end the show if it doesn't work right. So tell me about this event really fast in a very entertaining way.
So we all met at Critical Threat Comics. It was insane the amount of people that showed up.
How many people were there? Because
over 500.
What?
I'm
over
dead
500 people.
Over 500. The night before, the amount of craze that's going on.
Okay, hold on. Was there money to be made?
No.
What?
500 people and no money to be made.
No money to be made whatsoever.
Wow.
And that's like a very conservative estimate. The night before,
500 people, and this is okay. Hold on a second. Go continue.
The night before, we were up at Tempe Town Lakes, just a mile away from that comic book store.
Okay,
I counted 2,500 people, and that's not an exaggeration. Like I used a ticker, and I click, click.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was insane. Like Pokemon is no joke.
So 500 people, and this is the interview I came back with. Okay, this is the first one. Listen closely. It's over. That's file.
Wait.
That's file number 1. File number 2.
All right. So first things first.
Jeez.
That's the end. Next, file number 3.
I mean, it's a good.
That's up. Oh, that's it.
That's not right.
File number 4.
Dude, I sent you.
Andrew here at the Critical Threat Pokemon Walk
6.
on Mill.
Go to number 6.
And there are so many fucking people here. It's ridiculous.
First off, he's listen to him talk. It sounds like he's whispering because he's like, when you first start doing a podcast, if you're like 15 and you don't want your mom to hear you talking about porn to your listeners, like so you're talking real quiet. Hey everybody, the Nazis are downstairs right now, so I got to talk really quiet. I'm up in the attic.
You're Anne Franking it?
I'm Anne Franking it in the attic. But right now, I'm broadcasting live from Pokemon Go tournament. If I talk too loud, I might wake up my mother.
Do you have anything over 15 seconds long?
You got to have confidence when you talk.
There's at least 1,000, and that's not even an exaggeration.
Didn't he use that exact phrase?
There is.
I can't tell. Was that him talking or the interview?
Go to the you guys a few questions.
Hold on.
About Pokemon Go. If that's all right to be on an internet radio thing. Yeah? Okay, so how long...
I love your credentials.
I'm going to try to do this and catch a Growlithe.
Yeah, not say, hey, I'm...
radio thing.
It wasn't, hey, I am recording this for a...
I'm Andrew Spindler with Rain Man Digital.
Right, Rain Man Digital. That's all you had to say. I'm Andrew Spindler from Rain Man Digital. I'm one of the hosts. I do the news for one of our flagship show, Rain Man Show. 130,000 listeners a week. Let's get you on here. Come over here. That's all you had to say. He's nervous. He's scared. He's hey, do you mind if I interview for internet radio thing?
I haven't interviewed anybody since high school. Like, admittedly.
I was going to ask, have you ever even interviewed?
Well,
anyone?
I mean, just willy nilly picking up on the street. Not since high school, but I've done interviews for my things. But
okay, you haven't done interviews since high school, and I don't think anyone used willy nilly since my mother was in high
school. Don't go nowhere. The Rain Man Show will be right back.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL30 at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Rain Man Show on Rain Man Digital with your host, Michael Flores.
We're back. Rain Man Show, RM Channel 001. We had to go to break, but I do want to get back to this Pokemon thing briefly. Andrew did have, he had one interview that was actually decent that we'll get to right now. And I know I was on air still when we went to break. I got a message from Bobby saying I can hear you. And I guess he's very unhappy that you blew his bit, Andrew. Apparently, he's takes a lot of pride in the ideas he sends our way, and he is very unhappy.
I don't blame him. I would be mad at me, too.
All right, but here's one that you did. You did deliver one decent interview, not because of anything Andrew did, but because of the guy he chose to speak with. So we'll get into that, and then we'll move past this.
If that's all right. A few questions about Pokemon.
What's up, bro?
Cool. So, what level are you?
14, almost 15. I'm 10.
I'm 11, almost 12.
This is like him asking at the gym in the shower, what size are you? 9, 10, 11, 12?
Oh, God. 15, almost 15.
He probably had deja vu. He probably forgot where he was at for a moment.
Okay, so...
Let's do this, dude.
Let's do this, right? Okay, so...
Do not drink, do not Pokemon and drive.
Do not Pokemon and drive, number one rule.
That's like
do not
DUI.
Pokemon and
Trust me, the cops are going to try to get you for DUIs for this. They're going to see Pokemon goers. This is the biggest release on App Store. Did you guys not see that? It's $2.4 billion.
Yeah, this or PLM protesters. They're going to be after Pokemon Go people as well.
It doesn't surprise me.
8 hours of lit release.
Doesn't surprise me.
Posted after 8 hours of release on Apple TV. Made the most money of any app release ever.
That's insane.
The cops are going to come get you.
The cops?
Shut up, dude. All right. Anyway, on with the interview. What are your questions, bro?
Okay, so you guys...
that part out.
Did you know this guy?
Nope.
Okay.
Edit the cops part out, but for real, be safe, Pokemon goers.
Absolutely. Okay, so...
Walk into the ghetto thinking you can catch a rare.
Now, this is 7 p.m. at night, correct?
No, this is at around 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock at night, and it went on till 2 in the a.m. So,
it did.
I mean, this, again, nothing against these nice gentlemen, but something against them for a minute. How old were they?
Honestly, your age.
Yeah. This is the problem with people in general. Like, instead of being at home or going out to get laid on a Saturday night, they are teaming up to play Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
This is why in 30 years, women will be having sex with robots, because men will be unable to perform at that point because of years of no practice.
At the same time, though, I guarantee you could find some girls out there with the Pokemon Go, and there's going to be a whole new avenue.
You want a Pokemon and Go?
Exactly.
It'd
be like Netflix
terrible.
and chill. The times have changed, Mike. You don't have to go anywhere to get the opposite
Listen,
sex. You just
I don't
want to Pokemon and like Netflix.
Show me one hot chick besides my wife playing Pokemon Go, and I'll give them $20.
You should have been there, dude. I mean,
really?
Yeah, it was a
and
weird
you took
event.
no photos.
No, I didn't need it. I probably should have.
You know what? I'm going to send Bobby, because Bobby is super stalker creep, and he would probably have come back with nude photos of women. Somehow he would have delivered.
Jesus.
At a Pokemon Go place. And then he would have made me like it.
Shoot your ass.
Somebody apparently got stabbed.
That's a fake link.
That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. I didn't have the chance to check out Snopes yet. So
girl was too hot.
Backpedal immediately.
No hot girl.
What does that mean?
The ghetto. What hot girl walks into the ghetto unless it's set up? When do you ever see that on the news? It's always ugly people that get killed in the ghetto.
Oh.
I'm talking.
Was he drinking?
Yeah, was he drunk?
Probably.
He's very opinionated.
Yeah.
For an interview that you asked him to do.
I kind of like this guy.
About the truth of reality. I want to.
Great interview. The interviewer is laughing over the guy
so
talking.
Good. Hard-hitting questions.
But that's the truth of reality. What hot chick randomly walks into the ghetto?
Fair point. Okay, so you're
fair point.
The truth of reality.
I love how he segues over. He agrees with the bigot.
Level 11.
Fair point. Hey, I hate black people. Fair point. Next question. The Jews should be murdered. Fair point. Next question.
No, unless they've been born there. Then they know how to fight. I'll get your back on that one. They have to be born there.
What are we talking about?
But then that means she's been walking around from day one. A1. You ain't never meet her because she's the...
You ain't
she's
never meet her.
I'll tell you that right.
She's protected.
The best part about this is the guy was
Listen,
white.
he's not educated either. Name me one PhD graduate that at a Pokemon Go, and I'll give you $40.
Oh, see? You ain't never going to see her.
I didn't win with the hot chick one, so I'll win with this one, hopefully.
She's protected. Dumb girls walking to the ghetto get stabbed. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's get back to Pokemon. You're level 11, right? How do you have any idea on how far?
Now, the level 11, is that something? Is that bragging? That give you bragging rights?
Yes, it does.
Okay. What level are you?
I'm level 8.
Okay.
I think, but it's like an RPG where the higher level you are, the more experience you have.
Hey, someone send Maggie a message on Hip Chat, and I want to know what her level is on Pokemon Go.
Or you've walked?
Oh, probably at least.
I try to ignore that part of Maggie's personality playing that game. Like when I see it, I'm like, not seeing this.
20 miles.
Minimum, right? How many eggs have you had?
First night downloading the game, I walked for 4 hours straight till my phone died.
That's insane to me.
And I caught 157 Pokemon.
And that was a regular
That's
occurrence
successful.
of people doing that.
Raise your hand during this, because I honestly can't tell between the talking.
4 hours, 157 Pokemon. That is success in my eyes. That is not insanity. That is awesomeness.
You and me have
insanity is not downloading this game.
You and me have very different ideas of what success is.
Yeah, because Andrew could be level 12 as well, just like this guy, and still live in his mother's spare bedroom. So he's right. I actually agree with Andrew on this one.
Pokemon's going to break the race.
Level 12 or have your own home? What do you rather have, Andrew?
Level 12.
Yeah.
Barrier.
You think?
Oh, absolutely, I think. I've already met 7 black people that looked at me like racism, and then I mentioned Pokemon Go, and they collaborated with me.
Last night we were over by Tempe-Town Lake, just up the road, getting some nodes or whatever. Fucking apparently there was a Snorlax in the road.
Getting some what?
Nodes. It's an English term.
Some misty outfits.
I want to. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
Honestly, all this has made me want to do with the Pokemon Go is made me want to go back to playing the actual RPG Pokemon games. Mm-hmm. One, because I find them far more fun than this running around and capturing with your camera. And two, because then I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to see this crazy guy on the street.
Bobby just sent me a message that says he is level 15, apparently.
What?
That makes a lot of sense.
Why does it make a lot of sense?
Bobby.
Maggie's only level 5.
Oh, okay. He's hot again.
Inverse proportion to Bobby.
Should not be about Pokemon Go.
I'm motherfucker, I'm asking you questions, and I gotta put my Pokemon on hold so I can ask you and talk about the fucking ghetto and get stabbed, motherfucker.
Is Andrew half black? Like, doesn't he come off black sometimes?
A little bit. Like, if your voice was deeper, you should modulate that.
It'll be Chris Tucker.
And you put that same clip,
I'm going to
do a Chris Tucker impersonation almost. And that's the same kind of thing that somebody would say before they get stabbed or a fight starts.
Porter was a Pokemon Go player.
I'm only level 7, though.
Do we want to keep listening to this?
No,
I think the guy's done.
I don't at all.
All right, because I don't know. I don't know if we should. Let's move on to lighter things.
Thank God.
Tony.
Yes.
I want your mother. Okay.
Excuse me?
For all of August, I want to make your mom the official announcer or voice of Rain Man Show. Can we make that happen?
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Okay, all of August. If it goes over with our listeners, we'll keep her on as the announcer. And every week I'll send you 3 or 4 things that she needs to say, record her saying it, saying, you're listening to Michael Flores, the hottest man on radio. Well, stuff like that.
Okay.
And we're going to have fun and play around, and, we'll have her call Andrew names and Thomas, certain things. We'll have fun with it. So I think it might be a little, I think it might be fun.
Yeah.
Do you want her to curse?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. All right, then. Yep. Done deal.
You're looking for a new voice for the station?
Yeah, because it's hard to get a hold of Dustin sometimes. So I'm just like, we'll just have Tony's Bob. She's always available.
Yeah. She ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. We're going to move in the news soon here, but first I want to get into this Deadpool movie. I know we talked about it last week. I mentioned that we were going to get into it. I don't think we ever got into it.
I don't think you did.
I don't get the hype on the movie. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I liked it, but I failed to see the reason why it blew up. the way it did.
Because it was so true to the comic.
But you got to remember, the millions of people who saw it, 80% of them are not comic book readers.
No, it's a couple things. It was so true to the comic. It was good to see Ryan Reynolds in a role that fit again.
It was like watching Blade 3. It was Blade 3 Ryan
Blade 3 is
Reynolds.
horrific. Don't even compare
It was Ryan Reynolds from Blade 3.
It was Van Wilder with superpowers.
From Blade 3.
Fuck Blade 3.
He played the same character in Blade 3.
He plays the same character in everything.
Thank you.
Because Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds. But at the same point, people got exactly what they wanted with this. They got the breaking the fourth wall. They got the good opening sequence where it's like written by a bunch of assholes or like executive producers, these dickheads, things like that. It did everything people wanted out of a movie that really felt fans brought it to life with the leak and the demands and the petitions and all that. It's kind of like for nerds, time that you wanted something and it worked.
But hold on, you're talking in a very small, minute demographic. The people who make movies successful, arguably, are not the nerds. The nerds are a very small population.
They're the ones who know how to make the movie.
Will they make sure their stink is all over the internet if it's horrible? Absolutely. But does it affect the box office?
You're saying
no.
why did the box office do so well?
Otherwise, Transformers would have quit being made years ago. But because the nerds have quit watching Transformers. I was one of the Transformer nerds that went to go see the movie. And when I realized they weren't going to deliver a decent Transformers movie, I never went back again. So the people going to see the movies aren't necessarily all the nerds can't control the box office. Otherwise, Star Trek would still be the old Shakespearean style Star Trek. J.J. Abrams came in and made Star Trek,
Star Wars,
a mainstream success, because you need to rely on your mainstream if you're going to have a successful blockbuster movie. So Deadpool, again, I enjoyed it. I'm not bashing it. I thought it was clever and witty, but it was extremely simple.
Yeah.
It was very easy to digest. I don't understand when people say the genius of Deadpool, because there's no genius involved in the writing. It was so simplistic.
It's been scientifically proven that dumb people are too dumb to understand that they're dumb.
Right. Okay.
So some idiot saying it's so complex just because they understood it,
and
first
I think
of all, doesn't mean
ultimately
anything.
I think that's why the movie did good.
It's because it was an R-rated movie. It's R-rated superhero violence and all the F-bombs you've wanted, and it was all the humor and half toilet humor, half sex and nudity stuff that you wanted. It was an adult's superhero violent mess.
There's three
rather
things.
than Avengers tongue-in-cheek, ho-ho, aren't we funny with our PG-13 punches through walls.
Yeah. There's three things that I think added to the success of this movie. Number one is rated R. Yeah. I think you slap rated R on something like this and people kind of get a little excited.
It was also the marketing.
Number two, the marketing was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, it was a simple movie for people to go in, watch, and the mainstream is like, wow, this was very straightforward. And that's something we don't get a lot nowadays. We don't get straightforward movies.
Especially with superheroes, where you have to see all 12 previous films to know what the fuck is happening in Avengers 2.
So as long as Deadpool continues that formula, I think it'll be a long-running successful franchise. It just wasn't, it was very simple. And I did appreciate the simplicity of it, but it's hard for me to understand completely why everyone loved the movie over certain other superhero movies that to me were so much better.
Well, that's the thing. Well, complexity is one thing. And I think it's the same kind of thing for me as Mad Max Fury Road. It's very simple, but it does everything. It does all its simple stuff so well.
Yeah.
That people walk away happy with it.
Yeah. And I like Ryan Reynolds, and boy, do I love that woman again. I hated her from she was in a show called Homeland with I forgot that guy's name now. Damian Lewis. Love that show, but I hated her in that TV show, and it kind of ruined the whole Firefly thing for me. I thought she was hot in Firefly. She played like a prostitute.
She still is.
And I'm like, God, she's hot. And then I saw her in Homeland. I hated her. I was like, you're a bitch. Then I saw her in this, where she plays my type of woman to perfection. Crazy
escort.
Yeah. Just crazy. And I'm like, that's hot. She was hot.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I like that. But what was this whole thing about making Ryan Reynolds a homosexual in this? That everyone was happy that he was going to be, pansexual.
Deadpool.
Because Deadpool's all over the map with what he wants to do.
But I didn't see that in the movie.
It's because they cut it.
There's like one scene where it's you remember the scene during the sex.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you gay.
No, it doesn't. But that's one. I think just
that makes you open to. Not that I would ever be open to that. However, it just makes you a little more open sexually.
I think A, people like that, and B, because it is still similar to Deadpool, who is all over. He's literally insane.
So, he's insane, but he's
insane,
not.
and he doesn't conform to anything. So he's like, let's do whatever.
So you're saying that homosexuality is linked to being insane?
No,
homosexuality is linked to being a superhero.
You got to wear tights and spandex, right?
So is he?
You go to the gym all the
time. What's the definition of pansexual?
I don't actually
is that when you're into anything and everything? There's really no label.
I think so.
You're into pants and pots.
That's terrible.
You can't go to the kitchen section of IKEA.
Pansexualism is defined as not limited in sexual choice with regard to biological sex, gender, or gender identity.
Okay, I think that. Okay, so I was right.
All aboard the fun train.
Okay, but now is he truly pansexual then in the comic books?
Pretty much.
I
don't read a ton.
Have we seen him have sex with a man or any other person besides a woman?
I don't know
in the comic books.
I don't know that we've seen him have sex with
anyone.
Could someone Google that? And if Bobby might know. If you're listening, Bobby, send me a message in Hip Chat. Let me know.
But like for when Deadpool and Spider-Man team up, Deadpool's always hitting on Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's like a bromance.
Yeah.
He's a flirt, I guess. I don't think we actually see any relationship with him.
We don't even see him have sex with Death.
I wouldn't really call that being pansexual or homosexual because, I mean, guys tease and bros tease all the time flirtations. I mean, they do it a lot. Look at Brian. Brian Smith is not a gay man, and yet he groped he groped Andrew's balls at the Comic-Con to where it made Andrew uncomfortable.
That's not the first time he's done that.
I know.
I gotta get my buddy Jordan on the phone one day because Brian Smith touched more of my friend Jordan accidentally than his wife had at that point.
Wow.
Wait, so Brian?
That's the whole story.
Wait, is Brian gay?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, I'm like jokingly, I'm like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a couple incidents.
Some guys are very comfortable with their sexuality to where the point they flirt and be silly with other guys, and they're silly with other guys, and that's kind of what Deadpool came off in the movie to me. Just like he was just a silly dude. Being an asshole.
He's definitely that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't read enough Deadpool to give you a concrete answer.
The character has been described as omnisexual by the writer of his comic, and the media refers to him as pan.
There's too many sexuals. Okay, what's omnisexual?
Same thing.
He's everywhere.
So he accepts all applicants.
That's what omnisexual
well, yeah,
is?
because like he's been in relationships.
Give me a true
with
definition.
aliens.
A true definition. And let's have Tony Google this. He always comes up with great things.
Omnisexual.
Omnisexual. Just do Siri. I'm sure.
I gotta spell this right though. Jeez.
Just ask Siri. Say Siri, define omnisexual for me. Just do it.
Oh, cool. Urban Dictionary.
Okay, they're pretty good.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Omnisexual. Generally interchangeable with pansexual, one whose romantic, emotional, or sexual attractions are geared towards others regardless of sex and or gender expression.
Okay.
So if he likes you, he likes you.
I love the synonyms here.
Yeah. All right, because Bobby just sent me another message, and he says, no, he's never had sex with any dudes in the comics.
I don't think he's done anything.
Okay, so it's more or less the media hyping it up because they kind of pandered.
Yeah.
When they said he's when he said he's pansexual, I think the studio was trying to pander to the trend.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That's kind of what they made him very masculine.
He's definitely more that way than anything else. So I just think that Deadpool's one of those characters that they don't like to put limits on because they like him to be so crazy and can do anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Andrew, are you ready for the news?
I am ready.
Okay, go ahead and move one of those topics there, the gun control one that we were going to get into from California. Move that over to your news segment while I cue up this music.
Do you want to talk?
Go ahead.
Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, we'll get into it.
All right.
We got to get Tony a cough button. I mean, Tony, are you dying over there? Like every week now?
I think I am.
Every week.
Yeah,
every week he's coughing in the microphone now.
I know.
What's going on over there? Do you have the drips?
Yeah, I have Zika.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's Zika. It's Zuka. Zuka.
All right, Andrew, go ahead.
Let's start off with California, as you suggested, where California has enacted 6 new gun control bills. Governor Jerry Brown of California has signed 6 new gun control bills into law in an effort to enhance public safety by tightening our existing laws in a responsible and focused manner while protecting the rights of law-abiding gun owners. It is the same.
That legal?
Technically, people can do what they want. The local governments in the state.
It's kind of like legal till the federal does anything.
Right. For the most part, the federal government won't get involved. That's how the checks and balances of this country was made. So technically, they can do that. Whether or not the federal government will step in, that's another story.
Among the new bills are a magazine capacity limit of 10 bullets, required background checks for purchasing ammunition, and restrictions.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the first one because I want to get a general consensus in the room and see whether or not we disagree with this and see because the media, the conservative media, was really hyping this as a negative and saying that California is overstepping in terms of this law that the what was it, the mayor, the California what is it? The mayor?
The governor?
The governor, sorry. Enacted.
Governor Jerry Brown.
So what was the first one on that list that he enacted?
The first one this article mentioned is a magazine capacity limit of 10 bullets.
Okay. I don't see a big issue with that, honestly.
The next one it touches on is required background checks for purchasing ammunition.
I agree with that one.
Sounds logical.
And I'm all for buying ammunition. I don't think ammunition should be limited, but hey, I mean, why? I hate to cross into this territory, but honestly, on paper, I don't have a problem with that. You have to take a background check when you buy a gun most of the time, right? Or you're supposed to take a background check when you go into a gun store. They run a federal really fast, they run your system through the FBI really fast and see if you get flagged.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought my shotgun, they had to call the FBI. This was 13 years ago. It wasn't a computer system. It was a phone call, turns around, makes the call, gives them my information. And within 3 minutes, I'm out the door with a shotgun because I didn't get red flagged.
See, I would say ammunition, if you're buying a certain amount, you need a background check.
Just buy it.
If you're buying 20 rounds or something.
Yeah. That's like buying Sudafed, though. I mean, don't buy a whole bunch at once.
Exactly. They still take your license when you buy Sudafed.
See,
now.
that's a good point, Andrew. That's
when
actually a very good point.
A lot, then
if you
it's
look
suspect.
Suspicious, right? Yeah.
So I don't know if you need a background check every time you're buying any amount.
Yeah.
But after if you're buying 50 plus,
and also one background check is enough for you. So meaning you need, let's
6
say,
months or something?
every 2 years. Like I don't think it needs to be ridiculous.
I don't know how accurate background checks are after 6 months or something like that. Maybe you did something crazy in 6 months.
Yeah, I don't think we should restrict ammunition, and I don't see that being a restriction, honestly. I see that that's us having to deal with the times. I don't think we're infringing on people's rights.
You can still get the ammunition.
However, in hindsight of what happened in Florida, I mean, the guy should have been questioned buying guns, and he should have been questioned buying ammunition. And if we had this in place, again, it might have not happened.
I would have shown him on the FBI list.
Right. And let me clarify. I'm pro-gun. However, there needs to be little tweaks to certain things. And I just want to, like I said, I want to give our opinion on these gun laws and whether or not they have been over-sensationalized in terms of the right of the media. Go ahead, Andrew. What's the next one?
The next bit the article touches on is restrictions on lending firearms.
And you know what? I'm okay with that too.
I don't lend my friend my car.
Yeah, okay, hey, Ted, I just bought this gun. It's in my name. Here you go. Borrow my gun. And then your cousin who might be off his meds is going to go kill somebody.
Well, do you trust?
To me, that seems like that seems okay to me. I don't think that's ludicrous.
No, I think that one's fine.
Yeah. Next one.
Those are the 3 that it highlights in the article, but it does touch on something called bullet button loopholes.
Yeah.
KPCC reports that the loophole refers to the sale of California legal firearms that don't fall under California's ban of guns with detachable magazines. To get around the law, manufacturers created versions of firearms that feature a button that can be pushed with a small tool, for instance, the tip of a bullet,
I
to
remember
release
that.
an empty magazine and insert a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So it slows down the reload. essentially.
Yeah.
So what? All like handguns, like pistols,
have that little button, and you use your actual bullet to push in the button, and then that way you could load more.
Yeah.
So the other one, I have another list here. Loaning firearms, you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned bullet button ban.
Yep.
False report, meaning prohibits anyone who files a false gun theft report to police from owning a gun for 10 years. So prohibits anyone who files a false gun theft report to police from owning a gun for 10 years after conviction. So
I would have thought that was something that if they said that was a law already, I'd have been like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Another one is magazine capacity. I think we already covered that. And those were the big ones. That's it. You see, they made a big deal about it. And those laws are kind of They're not, to me, it's almost like common sense laws a little bit. The ammunition thing's a little questionable, the ammunition one. However, hey, California gets a bad rap for being overly liberal. I mean, this is not a bad law, technically, when you think about it.
Well, apparently he also signed 6 bills, but vetoed 5 others.
Yeah, they got vetoed. The veto bills include grand theft, basically the Assembly Bill 1176 amends Proposition 47, the voter-approved initiative that reduced the misdemeanors most thefts of less than $950 to make stealing a gun a felony grand theft. Homemade weapons was banned. 30-day limit was vetoed, I should say. Firearm restraining orders, that was also vetoed. Lost and stolen, also vetoed. So there's a lot of things that I would think would also be on there that also got vetoed. So overall, I don't think this is a big deal. What else do we have in the news, Andrew?
Let's get to politics with Bernie Sanders endorsing Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
So he's done now.
Apparently.
Hillary Clinton has won the nomination, yeah. So Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders formally declared an end to their political rivalry on Tuesday, joining forces to take on a shared enemy, Donald Trump. I have come here to make it as clear as possible why I am endorsing Hillary Clinton and why she must become our next president, Sanders said at a joint rally. Secretary Clinton has won the Democratic nomination, and I congratulate her for that. The 74-year-old self-described Democratic socialist who has been a thorn in Clinton's side over the last year pledged to support his former rival through Election Day. I intend to do everything I can to make certain she will be the next president of the United States.
Hey, listen, I know he's towing the company line, but for a man who made it his mission to be very, very misogynistic in his tone to Hillary, a guy who wanted to be anti-government, and he's backing the most government-centric
figure there is.
Yeah. It just goes to show you politics is politics, and there is nobody...
Lies and bullshit.
There's nobody in this game that's
on your side.
Yeah, there is no messiah. Bernie Sanders, I guarantee you, has let down a lot of his following. And the people who are still on board probably don't truly understand what is really going on. I mean, they don't think a lot alike at all, Bernie and Hillary. They're very different. The only thing they have in common, it seems like, is the
color blue.
So stupid. Their party.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, on the subreddit, when Bernie Sanders did this whole thing, because there was a whole Sanders for president kind of thing, right? A lot of the posts that came up was, don't ask us to vote for Hillary. Just because you support her doesn't mean we should vote for her. A lot of people are still not going to back her despite his thing. And like you said, they don't understand that he's going to say that whether he believes it or not, because like you said, you're towing the company line. He's doing his job because politics is selfish. They don't care about you. It's about what can get the party the win.
Yeah. Very transparent of Bernie and of the Democratic Party.
It's a shame, really.
What else does the article say?
There appeared to be little neutral chemistry between Clinton and Sanders, and their body language was noticeably stiff.
Probably wanted to strangle her the whole time.
The two avoided physical contact after first walking on stage together, and Sanders, in his 30-minute speech, repeatedly mentioned Clinton by name without acknowledging that she was standing next to him looking on.
That's amazing. Never mind this bitch next to me.
After concluding his speech, Sanders appeared to move...
Hi, I'm Bernie Sanders. Sorry, Andrew, you have to bear with this.
He's actually doing a voice this time.
Never mind the bitch next to me here. I know I've said some very unbecoming things about the twat over here. And I just gotta say that I take it all back. She's a great woman. I mean, look at her thighs.
Ew.
Those are childbearing hips.
that button going.
And in order for this to be fair, I think what we should do is we should cut Hillary Clinton down the middle and make sure everybody gets a piece of her. Go after it, boys.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Clinton's quoted saying, "We are joining forces to defeat Donald Trump. I can't help but say how much more enjoyable this election is going to be when we were on the same side. You know what? We are stronger together."
Oh, that's so smug.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed this, but when I was standing next to her, I was very aroused, very erect. My penis was pressed up against her on the dress. And not because she was hot, I was just trying to be a misogynistic prick. Can you feel that, honey? Can you feel that, honey? Keep talking.
Gross. She walked through a number of policy issues where Sanders had pulled her to the left during the course of the election: minimum wage, the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal, college affordability. To make a broader concession, the movement that Sanders created was nothing short.
Very broad. Very broad.
Was nothing short of a political revolution.
Yeah, that's using that term loosely.
Yes, very loosely.
When was the
like her vagina.
When was the last time that you saw...
When's the last time Bill Clinton was inside? I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Now, he's a real person. He's the man that should be in the White House.
You know, if she wins...
Not because he's qualified, but because he has a penis. And I just don't like vagina. Well, I do, but no vagina is going to be in charge of me. Believe it or not. I will not go out silently.
He just keeps talking in the background the whole time. You know, the thing is, if she wins, Bill Clinton will be back in the White House. That's kind of funny.
Is he going to bring Monica with him? How many cigars is he going to import?
Bill actually gave me Monica. I actually have her. I get all of Bill's hand-me-downs. And I make her wear that blue dress every time. With Bill's jism on it still. Never been washed.
20 plus years has never been washed.
I mean, it's probably sterile.
As you know, I'm Jewish. And Monica Lewinsky, I don't know. But I have her, we like to play fantasy games. And I have her dress up as a Nazi. And I go hide in the... So hold on here. I go hide in the attic. And I pretend I'm Anne Frank. And I'm writing in my diary. Dear diary, Monica Lewinsky is a Nazi. And she's going to find me. And boy, am I excited. Walk up those stairs, Monica. Honey. Go ahead. What else do we have in the news?
God. A New York man, age 60, hid his identity to trick his ex-girlfriend into making child porn with her 17-year-old son.
Wow. How could that even happen?
What?
This is not real.
Tricked my ass.
The Daily Mail UK reports.
Okay.
A New York man faces child pornography charges after investigators say he tricked his ex-girlfriend into engaging in and recording sex acts with her teenage son. U.S. Attorney William Hochul says 60-year-old Kevin James Fox of Limestone was arrested and charged with production and receipt of child pornography on Tuesday.
I don't know if I should be disgusted or if I should, shake this guy's hand. For a job well done. This is a master manipulation technique. Either that or this woman is dumb as shit. Continue.
I'm going to go with the second one.
Fox is accused.
I'm going to go with the second one as well. She's dumb as shit, much like Hillary Clinton and all women, because I don't like them.
Fox is accused of using a different cell phone numbers to make his ex-girlfriend believe she would be physically harmed by organized crime members unless she had sexual contact with her 17-year-old son. And
so she was banging her own son.
Yep.
Wow.
It's underage and incest.
Right. So this guy tricked her, Andrew. Let me if I get this right.
That is correct.
He tricked her, his ex-girlfriend. He tricked her into having sex with her son and videotaping it. And he said that if you didn't, whatever, he threatened her and he made her think that he was part of the mafia.
Correct.
Okay, continue.
Authorities say the contact occurred 2 days in June, with the images and videos being sent to the phone numbers Fox controlled. According to Assistant U.S. Attorney Aaron Mango, Fox created multiple online personas and obtained the phone numbers using publicly available applications.
That's just too much effort. Like, if you're a perv and you need that done, just save yourself the embarrassment and go to Brazzers.com and just get the job done. And guess what? That urge will go away immediately. That's it. It's just like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Just go home, jerk off, and that's all you got to do. That solves the problem.
Fox allegedly told the woman that the only way she could get out of danger was to have sexual contact with her son and photograph the acts.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a legit excuse there.
Listen, okay, can you imagine how this goes? I'm like, okay, let's say the police must be laughing their ass off. I have to see a picture of this woman to see how brainless she is. Because why does she not just go to the police? If someone were to say, hey, imagine, Thomas, I want you to have sex with you. Just bear with me, Thomas.
Yeah, okay.
I want you to have sex with your mother. I'm calling you on the phone right now.
Right.
Have sex.
See, the thing is, I would just hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, you don't recognize my voice right now. But what I want you to do.
Is this a telemarketer?
No, this is not. This is not.
All right.
What I want you don't know me. You don't know me. What I want you to do. Otherwise, I'm going to make sure John Gotti and his boys go after you. But you need to have sex with your mother. And videotape it. And if you go to the police, I will know. Thank you. I'll call you in 5 minutes.
Wow, he's really polite.
See, the thing is, I wouldn't get that far through any text message or phone call before hanging up. I would completely consider it a joke. And then if it continued, I would call the cops because I'm not a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, what would you answer that phone call? Or if it started, it's like if somebody's all being creepy on the phone, if it is a phone call, not a text message.
After reading the text message, I'll probably vomit first. Okay. Then
I'd send all my friends messages like, who the fuck?
Yeah. Especially you, because you get Facebook hacked almost every day.
All the time. Yeah. Damn coworkers. And Tony passing on his Zuka to Mike.
Can you imagine? I can see Tony doing something like that.
Through hypnosis?
He's all, listen here. What I want you to do is have sex with your son and videotape it.
And it'll be something like the Thomas, listen to me carefully.
Jesus.
Okay, here's ex-boyfriend ex-boyfriend Tony. Go ahead.
Thomas, listen to me.
Wait, Thomas is your ex-boyfriend?
Oh.
That's Andrew's role.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to the sound of my voice.
No.
Listen carefully to the sound of my voice.
Like,
do you see your dog?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, continue.
No, do not continue that. See, right there, you're right, because he came up with that.
We're just getting into it. Go ahead. Continue.
You see your dog?
Nope.
Look carefully.
There is no
You see a cat?
Nope.
You know, Tony brings up a good point here. Now, if a guy can do this by simply text messaging a woman, imagine if this guy was a psychologist of some type and he actually hypnotized people in doing things like this.
Hypnotism or like psychedelic drugs.
Yeah,
or something
hypnotist
like that.
Tony. What would be on your docket?
Tony.
What would be on your docket of foul things to make your patients do? You're the pervert version of Hannibal Lecter.
God.
Okay, listen to me very carefully, Clarice. You see that gel on the table over there? Now, look at your hand. Look carefully at your hand. Now make it into a ball.
Would you call it a fist?
Shh, quiet.
He's into this.
Quiet. Make a ball with your fist. Concentrate on the word fist. You like how it sounds? Fist. Now put the gel on your fist. Now do you see your dog?
Oh, Jesus. No. You have to wear a dog as a puppet?
At least.
What is with you and the dog?
At least he wanted you to use lubrication, at least. I mean, that was
that's
the
nice.
gold.
That's the silver lining.
Yeah. At least he's not raw docking it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to watch Silence of the Lambs again.
God damn it.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Put
the lotion in the basket.
All right. What else do we have in the news?
Fox orders a pilot of a Marvel X-Men based TV series.
I don't like the sounds of this.
Yeah, Marvel TV and 20th Century Fox will team up for a new X-Men based pilot on Fox.
Okay, time out first. Does anybody really like the Bryan Singer X-Men.
I think he needs to push a reset button, and he kind of did with the last movie.
Yeah.
Bryan Singer's a fantastic filmmaker. It's just the X-Men is aged so much. What the first one came out in 2001.
2000.
And 2000, you're trying to continue that storyline, and I think he did the only thing you can do, which is kind of reset it, which was smart. I have not seen the new one yet.
It's okay.
So
Days of Future Past is still better.
Is that the one that he just produced?
The previous
and
one
it was
that did the reboot, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the other one, First Class. I like that one a lot.
See, I'm not as big a fan of First
I
Class.
like that
I know
one.
a lot of people like it. I think Singer's X-Men is okay, but like you said, it's aged too long now.
Yeah.
But the problem is you have so many characters that like are perfect for that role, like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, that I don't know. They're in a tough spot.
Okay, so what does the article say about the TV show?
The series, untitled and without any specific characters mentioned in the announcement, will be an action-adventure with two human parents.
Oh, not a love story?
Whose child develops mutant powers.
Imagine a love story, like the love story of like Storm. It'd be terrible. Go ahead.
Forced to go on the run from a hostile government, the family joins up with an underground network of mutants and must fight to survive.
So I'm assuming this will be the B cast of X-Men.
The Morlocks or something like that.
Is MODOK going to show up?
All right, what else is it say?
The series is a joint production between the two companies with Fox's Bryan Singer, Lauren Schuler-Donner, Simon Kinberg, and Matt Nix joining Marvel's Joe Nebb, Jim Corey as the production staff.
So this is Marvel Fox Studios, this exact same studio that does the movies. Has nothing to do with the Marvel television shows currently on, which is Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and
Punisher, I think's got one.
And also, of course, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Has nothing to do with that universe.
So that means there'll be no continuity then.
See, that's my problem. If they did it like Daredevil or Jessica Jones or the upcoming ones, then it'd be like, okay, I'll give it a try. But frankly, Fox handling it, Fox and even Bryan Singer's X-Men, they always do so well, and then somewhere along the line make some catastrophic decision.
It's not Bryan Singer, though. It's the studio.
That's what I'm saying. The studio, the Bryan Singer films and the studio itself makes some decision that kind of screws everything up.
Yeah. So Fox doesn't know what they're doing, and they don't. With the franchise, and yet they won't
let it go.
Yeah, they won't let it go. What else does it say?
The series is developing a Marvel property has been a top priority for the network, and we are so pleased with how Matt Nix has led us into this thrilling universe. David Madden, President, Entertainment, Fox Broadcasting Company.
All right, I'm bored of this. What else do we have in the news? What else do we have in the news?
NASA shuts down live International Space Station feed as mysterious UFO enters the Earth's atmosphere.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Wait, they shut down the feed?
Mm-hmm.
They do that a lot. I read the NASA's websites and all those science fiction websites, and I have them on Google Alerts. And it seems like every couple months, NASA will, normally I think this is just like the UFO nuts thinking too much into it. But every time there's an anomaly that pops up in the cameras, it cuts conveniently.
Yeah, that's just a little weird.
Every single time there's an anomaly in the camera, the feed cuts.
Yeah,
I think I'm not one of those UFO nuts, but it does start to look suspicious when every single time it happens.
UFO spotters have raised the alarm after International Space Station live feed cut out just as a large mysterious object appeared to enter the Earth's atmosphere.
The aliens are taking over.
The incident occurred on July 9th and was first reported by prolific UFO hunter StreetCap1 in a video uploaded the same day. The enthusiast did not directly imply that the object was an alien spacecraft, saying this could well be a meteor or the like.
That's why we turned off the cameras.
I try to get into the UFO stuff, like the websites and the podcasts.
I can do that, dude.
I like the information, but I have to turn it off within about 5 minutes because they're insane. Like, even if there is some legitimacy to what they're saying, it's too shrouded by their own weird conspiracies.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's why I can't get into it. Because if I can get a Fox Mulder on a podcast, like that type of dude who's like level-headed, smart, has some facts because he works for the government or whatnot, and he did a podcast, I'd be all about it. But a lot of these guys are Poke-a-mongo users. They're level 25 currently, haven't had sex, in 20 years. And they spend all their time listening to, satellite relays of signals that may or may not be a UFO. That's the only reason why I can't get into it.
But at the same time, the best way to discredit anybody is to make the rest of the world think they're insane. That's a proven fact.
That's what Bernie Sanders should have did with Hillary.
Yeah, there you go.
What else do we have in the news, Andrew?
Holocaust Museum says to visitors, please stop catching Pokemon here.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Yeah. Almost everywhere you turn, it seems, people have their eyes glued to smartphones playing Pokemon Go since its launch last week.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. This is Bernie Sanders again. It is absolutely a disgrace. And I'm speaking on the behalf of all Jewish people who lived through that tragedy. Do not play Pokemon Go while you're visiting a Holocaust museum.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Oh,
Not gonna
look,
lie.
there's a Pokeball I can catch on the ashes of a dead Jew.
Oh, God.
That's just in bad taste. Please, refrain from doing that. Like, it's just wrong. Please stop. Yes, honey, I'm ready. Monica, come back.
The museum, along with many other landmarks, is a Poke-stop within the game, a place where players can get free in-game items. There are 3 Poke-stops associated with the various parts of the museum. Playing the game is not appropriate in the museum.
Yeah, you know what? That's just bad taste. It's the same thing. I think one of Ashley Campbell, one of our listeners and friends of the show, she posted something in regards. I think it's a military cemetery. I just saw it in passing on Facebook.
Arlington
yeah,
Cemetery.
she posted something, and people were playing it there. And I'm like, come on, guys, have some effing respect. And it's set up by the makers of the game. Guys, come on. There's off-limit places. Have some effing respect.
Here's the thing.
Just a bit.
Since they ported all of those things from their other game, those locations make sense in their other game.
No.
They do.
Okay, and are you trying to say that you've been someplace disrespectful? Where have you been?
I'm not saying that, but
yeah, my Pokemon search took me right into a current funeral that was going on. It was an open casket.
No, their other game was a place where art.
I had to go right up to the dead man in the casket and snap the photo. There's a Pokeball on his balls.
Oh.
But it's okay, guys. I'm playing Pokemon Go. It's okay.
Andrew Hollinger, the museum's communications director, told the Post, playing the game is not appropriate in the museum, which is a memorial to the victims of Nazism.
Dude, the generations of the past would just be mortified. And just
I'm mortified.
Would slap the ever-living crap out of their grandchildren or great-grandchildren if they were still here.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean,
That's just disgusting.
You know, I understand we live in a society in America, even though people don't appreciate the country we live in, because I guarantee you in the Arab countries and third world countries, guess what they're not doing? They're not playing Pokemon Go. They're playing what am I going to eat next? Go.
they're playing where am I going to bomb next?
Yeah.
The bombs have stopped. Go.
Yeah. Look, they're playing Pokemon Go. This is our chance.
Oh,
good Lord.
They are trying to find out if they can get the museum excluded from the game.
Jihad Go. Like, that's what they're playing. They're fighting for their lives. This is why the people who say they're not, that the United States isn't the best country in the world, look it. You're in a country where you can walk into a Holocaust museum and play games.
One image circulating online appears to show a player encountering an unsettling digital critter inside the museum, a Pokemon called Coughing that emits poisonous gas by floating by a sign for the museum's Helena Rubinstein Auditorium.
That's
the auditorium that it's in front of shows the testimonials of Jews who survived the gas chambers.
Good.
There's no way that's real.
I was playing as well earlier, and there was a Hitler one as well.
What level are you
and
at,
a
sir?
mustache.
Somebody who worked on the team with designing the locations of this is a freaking racist.
Here's the other thing with it.
I can have a sense of humor, but I mean, when you're in the Holocaust Museum, arguably one of the biggest tragedies of humankind. Is it in our century anymore? Yeah, of the last century. Yeah, it was.
Of the last century.
Of the last 100 years or so. Like, it's one of the biggest tragedies, and you're gonna put that type have some shame. It's terrible.
The Pokemon Go photos that people are posting online are rather easy to fake.
They are easy to Photoshop.
So I mean, it's a 3D render on a real background, and that's really all you need.
Be a journalist with integrity, Andrew. Quit trying to justify for the game you play.
Shame.
Oh dear. Niantic did not immediately respond to inquiries about the alleged coughing sighting, or if there was any way to honor the Holocaust Museum's request to stop Pokemon from popping up inside the building. Hollinger stressed that the museum is generally pro-technology and encourages visitors to use social media to share their experiences with the exhibits moved them.
You got to gas them all.
God.
Good Lord.
That's the new tagline?
No, it is not. Is this the Pokemon Go show?
Apparently. What else? What does it say, Andrew? I see you just quit reading in the middle of the news. What are you doing?
I was waiting for Maine. On Monday afternoon, there was plenty of people inside the museum who seemed to be distracted from its haunting exhibits as they tried to catch them all, as the Pokemon slogan goes. A player even used a lure module, a beacon that attracts Pokemon to a specific Pokestop on the museum's marker.
Over on your right side, you can see here all the many terrible things that happen at Auschwitz. And over here, you can see all the morons playing Pokemon Go.
No,
that's what the
it'd be better
tourist
if
got.
the tourist was like, if you look on your left, you'll see the tribute to the Holocaust from Auschwitz, those who survived. And also, if you take your phones out at this location, you can catch a Dratini.
The player
like they're doing it while driving.
Wait, catch them all.
The player behind the lure, a 30-year-old visiting from North Carolina named Dustin, who declined to share his last name for privacy reasons, was excited to catch a crustacean-like Krabby while waiting in the museum's lobby with a group of friends to pick up tickets for the scheduled tour.
Stay classy there.
Although the museum is uncomfortable with its Pokemon infestation, most of the players building up their digital critter collection inside the building at least didn't seem to mean any disrespect.
Yeah.
It's not like we came here to play, said Angie, a 37-year-old member of Dustin's group.
You didn't come here to play. However, you whipped out your phone and started to play.
I mean, it could be an idle thing.
I didn't come here to do this, but, when in Rome.
Yeah. Jesus. What else does the article say? Or, let's move on. Tired of Pokemon.
Well, too bad, because Pokemon Go has inspired people to really get into anime porn.
Wait, is this another Pokemon story? Holy shit. Who put together this show? On paper, seemed like a good idea.
There has been a lot of unexpected effects of Pokemon Go. Cops are mistaking Pokemon meetups for drug deals. Westboro Baptist Church is caught up in a battle for a gym. But but probably most predictable is that people are really getting into getting hot for Charizard. Sorry.
Wow.
Wait, are you getting what?
People are really getting hot for Charizard.
What is that?
He's a
Charizard's a dragon.
Yeah. Since the release
Thomas, how do you know all of this?
Because Pokemon came out when I was like 9, dude. I played the first round of Pokemon.
Thomas, you look at you, you have have long hair,
right.
You have a nice looking beard, you're a good looking guy, but inside you look just like Andrew.
I'm a socially acceptable nerd. I know when to keep it under wraps, but I know who the fuck Charizard is.
Jesus, I don't think I like you anymore.
Since the release of the games, porn site Xhamster has seen an uptick in searches related to Pokemon. According to the company, the site's typical top searches include MILF, teen, and interracial. But those categories have been replaced with the likes of Pokemon, Pikachu, hentai, and anime. Over the last week,
Pikachu?
Pikachu.
I Pikachu.
Oh God.
Over the last weekend, anime has been the most accessed genre of film.
Film.
Spokesperson told the Daily Dot in an email that most...
Wait, they're saying that because of the Pokemon craze, people are now searching for Pokemon-related porn?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Guess what? This week, I'm really into Star Trek with all the Star Trek news. Guess what I'm not doing? Yeah, I'm watching extra episodes of Star Trek. I'm going to start Googling Star Trek porn. My mind doesn't work that way.
You're married.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't work that way.
You're older. You had real world experiences outside.
I don't know. Go ahead.
People my age didn't.
An Xhamster spokesperson told the Daily Dot in an email that most of the searches are coming from the United States, Japan, Germany, France, Canada, and the United Kingdom.
This picture is horrifying.
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen this, Mike?
It looks
this
scary. Strokemon. Oh, this is amazing. Hold on, I gotta watch the trailer. Hold on, there's a trailer here.
Strokemon.
Oh God! Do you not have?
Man.
Hold on a second.
That Pikachu is the most terrifying.
Trained to be the very best. I've touched so many balls.
Okay, is this? Hold Hold on. Is this is there
It's
a song
parody
like
of the
that?
main song.
It's a parody of the intro.
Okay.
theme
It's a
song.
horrific version compared to the actual kind of catchy song.
Oh, Simmer, you're just like Andrew.
I defend
defending
Pokemon. I don't defend Strokeamon.
Strokeamon's pretty clever.
This Pikachu will give me nightmares.
Personally, this is more clever than Deadpool.
So many balls.
If they break the fourth wall, it is.
What's happening?
Dika?
What the Pokemon is that?
It looks like a
Wow.
This is genius.
more damage than an episode of Dr. Oz.
Squirtle.
Allow us to stroke-a-deuce ourselves.
I didn't think you were ever going to show
That
up.
was
Can we
pretty.
not?
That was pretty
Can we
bad.
not?
That was pretty bad.
Good lord.
The Pikachu character's name is called Dickachu.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Come on, show people time.
SBT.
The music's pretty catchy. Look at that production value on that music.
No.
Dika, Dika, Dika. Dika. Dikachu. Dikachu. What did she
This
say?
is going to give me
I
nightmares.
bet I just have like a really big dick.
Just shut up and whip out your strokey balls. Don't be a bunch of
don't.
pussies.
You ready to ruin it?
This is terrible. Okay,
Who
who's
would
the,
enjoy that?
Who's the main actress in this?
I don't know.
No.
Can you Google it, Tony?
These guys like their Brian Williams career Pikachu.
Dikachu.
She said she's gonna show them who's the boss like she was the yellow Tony Danza.
Now turn your head and cough.
So it's part Doctor too?
Well, no, you
there's
got Nurse
way too much
Joy.
happening. Way too much happening and way too much dialogue for porn.
Cassandra.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm talking about, though. Like if you're going to show me a preview for a porn, can you show me at least more than what FX shows on their sex scenes? You know what I'm saying? Show me something, entice me, because me watching this terrible acting isn't going to make me want to watch it. Show me a little bit of boobs, like what you can show. That's how you market a porn, wouldn't you say?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would burn this entire studio to the ground. But, you know.
I'm going to send you the picture next week on the show, Uncensored show. We're going to, even though this is kind of uncensored at this point, but I'm going to play it. I'm going to put it on the projector and you're going to watch it.
Oh, God, please no.
You know what? The next Critique Revolve you do.
That's the movie we got.
Yeah. Strokeamon, the review.
God.
All right, what else do we have in the news, Andrew?
Oh, dear.
I don't know any of these porn star names here. I have no idea.
Yeah, this
You've
is
been doing your research.
I'm doing my research. It's very important.
Okay, well, who's the name of the actor then, real fast? While you look up the next news, Andrew, Tony.
Rizzo Ford?
Is this the guy or a girl?
I have no idea.
That'd be the guy. That'd be the...
And then you got to have a porn star name that's just a single word. I don't know what Vuko means.
Okay, this is a scrub porn. This isn't anything.
Yeah.
This isn't like produced by Brazzers.
There's like some couple weirdos in their backyard.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to something.
Andrew's friends.
That's why the story's in here.
Yeah.
Let's get back to something we know. A father attacked by a second gator as he tried to save his son near Disney. A father.
This is the story we talked about a couple weeks ago.
It was in the list of things to talk about.
Okay. No, go ahead. I'm asking a question.
It might be July 4th. Yeah, it looks like it is the same article.
Just go ahead and go into it.
The father of a 2-year-old boy killed in an alligator attack last month. Near Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa said a second gator attacked him as he tried to save his son. Matt Graves told authorities about the second gator as he was being taken to the hospital for treatment on June 15th. The morning after the gator pulled his son, Lane Graves, into the water. The Orlando Sentinel reported citing public records this week. A witness also told authorities during the initial interviews he saw a second gator attack the father, Orange County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Angelo Knives told the Sentinel. Lane Graves' body was found intact underwater, about 6 feet of water, nearly 15 yards from the shore.
Ugh.
5 alligators were killed during the 16-hour search for the child, the Sentinel also reported. Signs around the resort's lake at the time asked visitors not to swim, but did not warn of any gators.
How'd they kill the gators? Do we know? They spear them or they shoot them?
This article does not say.
I have no idea. I would imagine they'd catch them and then...
It's just a terrible story.
Yeah.
You have the poor child, then you have 5 alligators who are just being animals get murdered.
Yeah.
And what's worst is, guess what? Remember we were kind of like questioning whether or not Disney should be held accountable?
Yeah.
I've changed my mind. They should be definitely held accountable because This was a man-made lagoon. This wasn't, remember I said, okay, you know, in Florida, you kind of want to preserve the marshlands and you want to maybe not put things and put buildings on the wetlands. Let it be, you know, try to be green a bit. Cause I know a lot of places do that. That's not that. This was a man-made lagoon that they allowed alligators to just jump into.
Yeah.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then you find out this guy jumped in and actually tried. Here people were trying to criticize them, trying to put them into the same category as the gorilla enclosure.
Incident, right.
That dude, that father, jumped into, within seconds, was in the water.
Yeah.
God. Now that's a hero, in my opinion. Whether he saved his son or not, we praise so many people for being heroes.
Yeah.
That guy was not thinking of himself for a second.
3 days,
that whole
3
story.
days after Landgrave's death, Disney posted signs reading, "Danger, alligators and snakes in area. Stay away from the water. Do not feed the wildlife."
A little too late, Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I was late on that one.
Jeez.
Little boy died. I was late.
That's the board meeting. Mickey Mouse.
Hear he. This meeting's now in session.
I think that's
we must talk about the little boy who died. And I have to say, it's a tragedy. We must kill the gators and repair our name. And in order to do that, I'm bringing somebody on board, and his name's Goofy. Goofy will lead us in this new direction that we're taking our company. Okay? What else do we have in the news? That was horrible. I'm going to delete that.
A mom is accused of leaving 4 kids alone when she went to the bar and said she was stressed out. Pittsburgh police.
Why couldn't she get eaten by an alligator?
Right?
She offers nothing to society. She can't take the daily stress of being a parent. Oh my God. Oh my God, these little shits. I have to feed them lunch. Oh dear God, I need a break. Just stay in the car while I go get a beer.
Jesus.
Pittsburgh police said an East Liberty woman left 4 children alone while she went to a bar. Officers were called to an apartment on Hayes Street shortly before 2 p.m. Sunday after the manager of the building saw the children playing outside with an adult. The manager told police when nobody answered her knock at the door, she unlocked it and found the children, ages 6, 4, 2, and 1 month, alone in their apartment.
The 1 month.
The manager told police the apartment
Quit
was
having
in
kids.
disarray.
Listen,
Eugenics 2016.
you were probably tired from, you probably were upset feeding your child, probably after child number 2.
Doesn't mean we don't want more, right?
Yeah.
Quit having children.
According to a criminal complaint obtained by Channel 11 News, the children's mother, 31-year-old Rosa Alvarado, arrived at the apartment about
We're passing laws on guns. Let's pass laws on this. Prevent dumb people from having children.
What have I said? You need to be able to apply for having kids, no different than for a gun or for your driver's license or for a job, Social Security benefits. You shouldn't just be allowed to have a kid just because you can spread your legs or thrust.
There's 2 dangerous weapons that should be guided by laws, and that's your vagina and your penis. You put those weapons together, and you create children. And if you can't take care of them,
don't have more.
Yeah, you know what? Forget banning ammunition. A background check needs to be done before you even get married, and say, "Look, here's your license to have children. You're smart enough."
It should be like adoption. All right, you want to
an
have a kid?
IQ test.
You want to have a kid? Fill out these forms. We'll get back to you in 3 months. If you still feel like you want to have a kid, we'll continue.
Yeah. What else does it say?
Officers say that 31-year-old Rosa Alvarado
guilty
arrived and was holding a can of beer and was highly intoxicated.
Wait, Rosa? Her name was Rosa?
It was.
Yeah.
Having trouble standing.
Representing for you guys.
I was so tired. I was making chimichangas for the mijos. I needed to sleep. Oh, Jesus Cristo.
Alvarado was taken into custody, and the complaint says she told officers,
Rosa, I love it.
I am stressed out, and I went to the bar drinking. Alvarado is facing charges, good gravy, of child endangerment and public drunkenness.
Drunkenness.
The children were placed in protective
My
custody.
husband won. He helps. No, he does not help. I'm left all day long with the children. And I just needed a good break. That's all.
Even that is stupid right there. Okay, everyone knows it's more expensive.
You live with one for one day. You tell me it's stupid.
Okay.
Okay, what else do we have in the news?
The 3-year-old girl was put in a washer dryer by the babysitter.
Oh,
yeah. In Garrett, Indiana, officials say in Indiana, say a teenage babysitter and his friends put a 3-year-old girl in a washer and then a dryer and turned the machines on, according to police.
Can we officially call it the apocalypse now? Can we just go ahead and just wish for nuclear holocaust at this point?
Yeah.
I'm all aboard. I've wanted to go to Mars since we came up with that idea.
I said it earlier. We need that reset button pushed.
Honestly, with all the crap that's happened, like we need at least some sort of unifying or some sort of rapture.
Here's what I want.
Rapture.
I want aliens to invade, and I don't sound crazy just yet, so hold on. I want, like, Independence Day or, like, the Halo storyline.
It won't help.
I want some galactic-level butt-fucking to happen to planet Earth to the point where, like, more than half the population is just gone, and where people finally come together to do something good as humankind, because that's all you have at that point.
We can't come together with normal tragedies in this country.
No, that's what I'm saying. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be something that affects everyone.
The Anunnaki will rise.
It just won't happen.
90% of the population
I used to think something like that would work, but honestly, it wouldn't. I think we'll still squabble over gender identity and the color of your skin. That's
a sad fact. That's
what we focus on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if green aliens are attacking us. Because guess what? This guy next to me who also survived the alien Holocaust, he has black skin and I have white skin, and we're gonna go ahead and create an issue about this. It doesn't matter. Humans are inherently flawed. We cannot see past our own opinions. Go ahead, Andrew.
The victims' family members took to Facebook to share their story, and hashtag Justin for Raylan started trending on social media shortly thereafter.
Justin or Justice?
Justice for Raylan.
Oh my God.
A post from the victim's aunt has been shared more than 180,000 times.
Justin for Raylan.
Justin for Raylan. Andrew, you need to go to sleep. Why go get a beer?
You're done.
She's my niece, the aunt, Madison Camp, said. She's like everything to me. She's literally like my life. I love her so much. I just want her to have the clarity she deserves.
Okay, what is this? I'm confused.
Those are Madison Camp's words, the aunt to
Didn't
Raylan.
the little girl pass?
Maybe?
Or she's still alive?
She's still alive, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. DeKalb County Prosecutor Clamery Weinbrenner said 2 young children were left in the care of a 14-year-old babysitter. Some of the babysitter's friends joined them, and at that point, one or more of the teenagers placed the 3-year-old victim in a washing machine and then into a dryer.
Okay, so she was in the washer for the entire cycle? Was it the rinse cycle as well?
I couldn't think. She couldn't have been.
Well, was she clean then afterwards?
The Raylan is...
She was clean.
Apparently.
These are the hard-hitting questions. Was she clean, and then was she dry afterwards? Those are the hard-hitting
Some mommy
questions.
dearest stuff right now.
Yeah.
Dear.
Go ahead, Andrew. What does it say?
On June 2nd, Raylan and her 5-year-old... June 2nd, Camp left Raylan and her 5-year-old daughter in the care of longtime family or friend. The sentence was... I did, yeah. The sentence was just weirded.
Weirded.
On
June 2nd.
Jeez, I think we need a wrap.
I think you need to wrap.
Yeah, I think...
We need a wrap. Andrew came and read the news. Holy shit. He has Pokemon on the brain.
I do.
He can't wait to get home and play Pokemon.
Everyone involved is
He's
okay.
all Thomas. Do you want to play Stokemon later tonight with me?
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas. Produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.